Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Kickboxing with Tim and the Mechanic. My name's Tim Wheaton, joined as always by the Mechanic, Brandon Cuttino. Mr. Cuttino, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Ready to talk some kickboxing with you. We had a lot going on.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to cover a little bit of Infusion upcoming. We're going to be previewing Glory 84 upcoming. And then we also have K-1, K-Fest 6, and we're going to be previewing that as well. Also, we have loads of questions from our fans as well. If you folks have any questions, shoot us a message either on Twitter, Instagram, in the comments down below, Discord, whatever. We'll take your questions anywhere and answer them on air. But let's start. We'll do the review first, and then I think we'll jump to some of the previews for the upcoming stuff. Timestamps for everything will be down below. All set to go, Mr. Cuttino.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Always ready to go.
Always ready to go. Infusion 119 was, I believe it was just a couple of weeks ago. Boy, if you miss, or it was just a few days ago, if you miss it live, good luck trying to find it. But Mohammed Simsek, their bantamweight champion, was able to get another knockout win in the first round. He's just like, I think he's 23 years old. He's a young man with an extremely bright future. But yeah, another headlining act. He's got some of the coolest knockouts, fights of the year, one of the most entertaining fighters. What's your impression of this young man? What was your impression of the event?
Yeah, no, like I said, man, like we said this before, we talked about him before, I'm saying Simsak is a guy that definitely Infusion can build off of, they can build around him. And I was still saying he's a guy that's trying to do big things for Turkey as well. He represents his country well. He has a good fan base, a big following, and man, he definitely backs it up in the ring. And I say, is another first round finish for him.
100%. Do you feel like with his age, I mean, he is quite young. We're talking 22, 23. He's a young man, but he's on quite an impressive knockout win streak. Like almost all of his wins consecutively have been by knockout in the last little while here. Has he used up everything he can in Infusion, or should he still spend a little bit more time kind of being a prospect, getting in-ring time, or should he move to a K1 or a one championship? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to get bigger, K1 and 1 are the only places to go for his weight class. He can't go over to Glory because they don't have bantamweight, So I mean, if Infusion is still able to pay him well, and he's getting the money he wants, sure. I see why not, because again, it's like he's in Turkey. Usually where Infusion probably has him fight is probably close to home. It's usually in the Netherlands or in Germany, so somewhere where I say his fans can really get to easily. But if he goes to K1, they got to go to Japan. And if he's in one, it's either like in the Philippines or somewhere else that's over in Asia where maybe his fan base might not be able to really get to as well. So, I mean, hey, man, keep rocking out in Infusion. Like I said, we're prize fighters. As long as he's happy with the money and they're able to get him, get him competition, I say stick with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing of like, if you're making a good enough income from doing this in Infusion, awesome. But if like a lot of people do want to move up and try to get the international recognition, try to get like a better ranking internationally, in that case, you got to move to K1 or one championship and just kind of take the risk. But I mean, Infusion, I think, has been serving him quite well. He's one of their bigger names, right?
Yeah. He's like I said, he's definitely one of their stars. Like say, he's one of their champions. They're definitely somebody that they promote as well. So, they just gotta keep an eye out for him.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, keep your eyes on Mohammed Simsek. He's an awesome fighter. Just one of those guys you definitely need to go out of your way to watch. Fauzi El Kandusi also got a win on this card. Hamza Hazar was able to win via decision. Muhammad Islam was able to win by decision. What stuck out to you? What did you see on this card that you liked?
So there's a couple of things. So you just mentioned Hazar getting a win. I actually want to talk about his opponent, which is Muhammad Ahmed. It's just like saying, like, this guy just fought last month as well in February for them. I think on February 18th. He lost that fight as well. But, I mean, just crazy how I was saying the dude just fought, like, basically like 2 weeks ago, and he's fighting again already 2 weeks later. Hey, man, like I said, man, dude, kickboxing, man, you can just get right back into it as long as you don't take any injuries or anything like that. Kudos to him. He didn't get the W, but, hey, man, the fight again 2 weeks later. Hey, props to him for getting it in. And then also, too, the first fight of the main card, hope I don't say it wrong, but Chelina coming back from her layoff, she came back, and she got a W. So it was good to see her back in the ring as well.
Absolutely. One to keep an eye on, Shalina Sharino. All sorts. This is the thing with Infusion. We always talk about it. Just such a great rising talent through Infusion. It is a must watch for kickboxing fans. But yeah, if you only catch like the big shows like K-1 and Glory, awesome. I get it. If you need a little bit more, Infusion is where it's at. Infusion is where it's happening. Should we move forward to some of the big stuff? Get some big previews going?
Yes. Let's get to it.
Upcoming this week, just this very weekend, live from Rotterdam, will be Glory 84, and we have a champion versus champion showdown. The featherweight champion Petch will be going up in weight and trying to capture the lightweight crown, making history as a 2-division champion against the lightweight king, Tijani Beztadi. Both of them have multiple title defenses to their name. Both are incredibly skilled and impressive fighters, and it's definitely one to watch. Champion versus champion showdown. I'm excited for this one. Glory 84 is going to be a good one. And also, outside of the headlining fight, it's a good event overall. But Mr. Cuttino, let's start from the very top. What do you think of the champion versus champion fight?
I like it, man. I like Petch chasing greatness. You can never go wrong with that. I just think that Tijani Beztadi is going to be too much for him. Like I said, I think again, like we talked about this before, saying Petch usually seems like when he does lose, he always loses to somebody that's a little bit bigger than him, which is what I think Beztadi, Tijani is. He actually is bigger than him. But also, I really do think that he might really be able to bully him as well.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, you think the size will be that much of an advantage? Because he's definitely bigger. The thing is, Tijani doesn't walk around super huge. He's perfect for that weight class. He doesn't cut a lot of weight to get to that weight class. But yeah, you think he's going to also have a size advantage? He's going to bully him in the clinch as well?
Yeah. Well, also too, I mean, like I know, like to me, looking at him, like he doesn't look that big, but I know he's also talking about like probably like in the future about I think moving up to welterweight. Like I think he has said it before in interviews about like in the future he probably will move up to welterweight. So to me, this is a guy who's already thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have to move up to welterweight because I'm gonna be too big for the division. So this is a guy to me is just saying like he's probably gonna be a welterweight. It's basically like to me a welterweight going up against a featherweight over here, And again, man, dude, the reach. I'm saying he has a long reach. He uses his reach too. Like he's a tall fighter that actually does stay that does stay tall. Uses the jab, full extension on his punches. Uses his front kick as well. But I mean, hey, I really am eager to see what Petch does. The crazy thing is like saying, I mean, around here in the US, we don't get betting lines on Glory Kickboxing, but I guess overseas they do. But for some reason, I guess Petch actually is the betting favorite. So I mean, yeah. So maybe the people across the way, they know more than me. I don't know. I'm just going by what I see, but from what I hear, I'm saying I hear Petch is the betting favorite.
No, that does surprise me because I think Tijani Beztadi should be the favorite. He does have a significant size advantage. He is lengthy for that weight class. Petch is quite small. Even at featherweight, he's quite small. Going up to lightweight, I think that size will be quite evident in the fight. However, he is quite a intelligent fighter. He's got much faster feet. He's got much faster kicks. He's going to be, I think he'll have the ringmanship in this fight. He'll be able to outpoint at a lot of areas, but in exchanges, I think we're going to see the difference being really in terms of really favoring the longer person. But I think Petch definitely has some areas that he can have an advantage, but I'm surprised to see him as a betting favorite. That's just buck wild to me, man. I don't know about that one. But yeah, it would be absolutely incredible to see a young man like Petch, who's just so incredibly intelligent, become a dual champion, one of the only ones in Glory history who can get 2 titles. It'd be incredible. And against quite an impressive champion in Tijani as well, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, dude, I mean, Tijani though does have power, man. People sleep on it, don't really talk about his power, but I mean, the man does have knockouts. While usually Petch, he always takes everybody, to the distance. So I mean,
yes,
there should be something, to see if if he tries to let Tijani kind of linger around, man, he might get caught.
Do you think Petch is going to be looking at Tijani's last few opponents, guys like Stoyan Kopylevensky, Josh Johnsey, Elvis Gashi? Do you think Petch is the fastest opponent that Tijani has faced?
I mean,
it's tough to say.
Like, well, look, because I want to say, man, Josh Johnson has some speed, you know. But then too, to me, was with Josh Johnson was like he was kind of coming off a layoff as well before he got this fight, you know. So who knows, so how that could have been. But I mean, but Petch has got some speed, but Petch has been active, so I mean, it should be like I said, it should be just a very interesting fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, Petch has been an international man from Thailand, living in Vancouver. He's flying to the Netherlands for fights. He's flying to Japan for fights. I mean, awesome stuff. He's an international fighter, but yeah, he's been really active for the last few years. During COVID, he went over to Japan and took the Rise Championship. He still defended his Glory Championship. Coming back, champion versus champion showdown against Tajani. Awesome. Yep. Just simply awesome. I don't know what else to add. We're looking forward to it. I'm excited for this one, right?
Yeah, man. He just wants to be a belt collector.
Yeah, and good for him. Absolutely. Let's move down to the co-main event, which it's not the best fight on the card. The other fights I really want to get to, but Tariq Kababez will be fighting Kristape Zili at light heavyweight. Tariq is just coming off of his light heavyweight championship war, which was a loss. What do you make of this one? What do you see in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a Tank all day, because I was going to say, didn't Zili get hurt? Didn't they replace him with somebody new?
Oh, I thought Zili was the replacement. Yeah, no, it was just announced. Yeah, Tariq is fighting someone else. I thought that was someone else. Who's he fighting?
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Zili. All right. Must got wrong. Maybe they didn't update it on their website.
Let's take a look here. It is. Sorry. Yeah. Tariq Kababez not fighting Zili. He's going to be fighting Daniel Toledo.
There you go. All right. So I was right there.
There you go. All right. Yeah, you absolutely were. Wikipedia is not up to date. The website is. Okay. So he's fighting Daniel Toledo, making his debut in Glory against Tank. Not an easy fight for Mr. Toledo.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is Tank's second fight now at light heavyweight. So hopefully, his body is a little more acclimated, to the weight. He move around a little bit better. Like I said, to me, man, there's a fight for Tank to get his name in there, because to me, honestly, I think we talked about this before with light heavyweight. I feel like light heavyweight is a little bit shallow with, people out of the organization, people on suspension, stuff like that. Where to me, I feel like if Tank wins, they're probably going to give him a title shot. Like I remember after the last title fight, with everything going on, I think people were already calling for Tank to be next in line. And in my head, I'm like, wait, he just fought for the title, he lost, and you guys want to give him another shot when he didn't even beat anybody yet? So, I mean, I know the fans are clamoring for Tank to get the title shot, but that's not saying that the organization is. But Glory is kind of, Glory does usually kind of listen to the people, majority of the time. I mean, heavyweight championship Plaza Bot, that was a little bit of time waiting by, but but for the most part, they kind of give us the fights that we want. But again, I mean, I don't see why not. To me, if Tank gets a W, he looks impressive. He has a name. Like, who else is there?
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I think Tariq Kababez is such a crowd favorite. He's a fan favorite for a reason. Like, his last fight became fight of the year. Despite having a few losses on his record, he always brings it. He always brings the entertainment. No matter who he's against, it's one of the most entertaining fights on the entire card. The guy always brings it. This guy fought Rico Verhoeven and went to war against him. This guy fought Levi Rigters and just went to war against him. He's a Sergey Maslobaya fight was fight of the year, last one out. He's a crowd favorite for a reason. And yeah, this is why people want to see him in a title shot again. He's just one of the most entertaining fighters that they have on the roster. Awesome guy. Looking forward to seeing his next fight. But let's move to the real like co-main event here. It feels like we've been waiting a while for this one. So we have the guy we've been talking about him. Like, where is he? What's going on with him? He's been busy. He's just been doing stuff. COVID sucked for him against the up and comer. So Jamie Bates, UK middleweight or UK welterweight striker, will be making his comeback debut against the up and coming Jay Overmeer. The last time that Bates fought, Jay Overmeer was unranked, and now it's a battle of two top 5 welterweights in a very busy, stacked welterweight division. This is a great matchup. This is the fight on the card that everyone should be checking out. What do you think? Jamie Bates versus Jay Overmeer. What do you think? What do you see?
Yeah, no, man, like I said, I've been on the Jamie Bates train, for a while. Like I said, the last time we saw him was, I want to say it was Glory 75, had that big win against Hurat Grigorian. And then, and saying you get a big win like that, you're like, all right, he's got his, you know, he's got the mojo, he's got the momentum. Yeah. But then boom, it was like he wasn't fighting. And of course everybody was asking, like, yo, where's Jamie Bates? Where's Jamie Bates? You know, I think he maybe did have some injuries a little bit, but then, you know, just everything else, you know, just going on with life and everything. But I'm happy he's back. You know, I mean, Jay Overmare, you know, has been on the tear.
So talented.
So I mean, both guys are good, but I'm gonna rock with Jamie Bates, man. Like I said, I was with him, you know, back at Glory 75, you know, rocking with him, and I think I'm gonna rock with him still now. I mean, saying Jay Overmare is good, you know. Like I said, he's definitely talented, you know. Somebody that I know Glory was trying to, you know, build on, you know, for the welterweight division, but give it to me, come on. But I'm trying to think. But he did have. No, I'm saying, like, he did look good against Robin Surik, you know, when he had his fight against Manerio, you know, he looked good. His last loss was to the reigning current welterweight champion, Andy Semler, and we know he's looking for revenge. And even if Jamie Bates wins this fight, you have to assume the winner of this match will be next in line for the crown. Aleem Nabiev, it sounds like we'll be getting the rematch against Andy Semler for the welterweight crown sometime later this year. The winner of this match will probably be next in line to fight for the title. Now, both of these guys have already fought both of those guys. So Andy Semler has beaten Jay Overmare, and Aleem Nabiev beat Jamie Bates just a few years ago. So either way, it's an exciting rematch. Both guys are going to look to get into the title contender picture, and trying to get revenge for an earlier loss. So there's a lot of stakes and a lot of storyline in this fight, and the welterweight division is looking good. But yeah, I won't offer a pick in this one. Like both guys too much, I'm not going to offer a pick. But yeah, looking forward to this one. This is the real main event right here, right? Yeah. No, like I mean, besides the title fight, this is actually like probably on this card the other fight that I'm really kind of looking forward to.
Oh, looking forward to it. And we also have a light heavyweight showdown. Nordine Mehedin will be fighting Felipe Mekhalidi, both veterans of Glory. What do you think? What do you see in this one?
Yeah, so really to me, this is another fight that goes back to what we were talking about with Tank, where this is Meherdin is dropping down to light heavyweight because he usually fights at heavyweight as well. So I'm saying, like, and he's going up against the number 4 light heavyweight. So to me, it could be where if Meherdin has a good victory, you know, he gets a W here, where maybe he could maybe be in line for a title shot, you know, because I'm saying, like, this is the thing, is like, this is how you know light heavyweight is bad, where Tank fought for the title, lost. Yeah. He's the number 3 ranked light heavyweight.
Yeah.
It's like you lost. How are you number 3? Like legit. Like, I mean, if I was Micheletti, I would be upset. I'd be like, wait, this dude lost for a title. How is he ranked above me? He's only had one fight here. You know, I've been here grinding for years, and I'm number 4. He's number 3. Like, that's why to me, it's like, this is why, like, to me, like, if I'm Meherdin, I'm like, yo, let me get this W. I could, like, I mean, if you get this W, you could probably take his spot, at least become number 4 already, and then boom, like, you're kind of right there in line, you know. We'll see.
Well, yeah, it seems like we are getting a little bit crowded at the top of light heavyweight, but these guys just need to fight. We need to get that division moving a little bit more. We need to have more fights in that division so we can figure out what's going on there, because there is a lot of good talent there that we do want to see in there. But yeah, again, this is a good one. This is another good fight, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. Like I said, and I mean, like I said, you know, Meherdin was doing well at heavyweight, you know, but hey, maybe figure, like, you know, he could do a little bit better at light heavyweight, dropping down. You know, saying, you know, Micheletti, you know, he always comes to fight, you know, puts on a good show out there, you know. He has good combinations, you know. I mean, and dude, if you just look at the guy, man, the dude looks ripped all the time. So I mean, you know, he definitely doesn't skip gym day.
Awesome stuff. Etrigal Bayrock will be fighting for his top-ranked middleweight position against the up-and-coming dangerous knockout artist Michael Boapea. This is a tough fight for Michael Boapea, and I like Michael a lot. What do you think? What do you make in this one?
Yeah, no, this is another good fight that I'm looking forward to as well. You know, the middleweight division. Like I said, you know, Barak, you know, saying he had his chance at the title. It didn't go so well. You know, but hey, man, anytime you fight Alex Pereira is most likely not going to go well for you anyway. But I mean, it's good to see him, because I want to say we haven't seen him in a while either. You know, it kind of seemed like he was on a little hiatus as well. Because I want to say I think the last time he fought, it was Glory 80. Actually, no. That's right. He fought Serkan.
Yeah, he fought Serkan not long ago. Again, another loss. Like he does need a win here, but Michael Boabea backs a ton of power. He's training kind of full time coming into this fight for the first time in his career. He's a young man who's really developing his skills. And this is a must win for both men, right? This is going to be an important fight, for a turning point for both men's careers, you could argue.
Yeah, well, I mean, both of them are coming off of losses. Because like I said, because Boabea, he fought at Glory Collision 4 in the undercard. Because remember, his first fight in Glory, he won. I think Joseph Valtellini was like talking to him about the fight, and he was like, "Oh, who's the champ? Who's the champ?"
Oh, yeah.
And basically, I mean, he was basically like, "Oh, I want the champ or the number one contender." And then boom, he has fight against Sergey Braun. He lost that, and then so kind of his star power kind of went down a little bit. So like I said, so both these guys, they both need a W if they want to kind of stay at the top of the middleweight division. So it should be a banger.
It should be a banger indeed. Yes, absolutely looking forward to this one. Those are some great fights. It's a really good card. Then you have the undercard, Chico Kawazi versus Stefan Orja. You have David Tupuo, Starhan Mitric. What do you think? What do you make of some of these? Or is there any other fights on the card that you want to talk about?
No, I mean, it's good. It's good. Again, they got another heavyweight fight on here. They're trying to build up the heavyweights. And then again, you saw you mentioned the welterweight undercard with Kawazi and Orzo. I think Kawazi fights out of Mike's gym. So you definitely know he's gonna be prepared. He's gonna be ready to go. So again, like you see, heavyweight, welterweight is really featured. Well, you had light heavyweight and welterweight is really kind of featured on this card a lot, but you see though the division that they're really trying to get going is welterweight and and heavyweight as well, because like I said, I think is it that the winner on the main card was it? I'm sorry guys, I don't want to butcher names, but I think it's Kajab and Laduni. I think the winner of that is getting into the tournament for the Grand Prix, I believe.
Is that so? I didn't know that. Okay, so that's pretty exciting. This is
I believe cool. So. Hey, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I want to say. I think the winner of that fight, because I want to say it was the main card, because I don't think the undercard. I think the undercard is just guys, who's just trying to get their name out there. But I think the winner of this might be going into that. I can't remember if it's the Grand Prix for December or they're getting into that 4-man tournament in April.
Or the interim. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know. I fully understand. So one of those, and I'm sure we'll find out on the broadcast what the future holds for those heavyweights. But for a ton of divisions, there are major future title implications in multiple divisions at Glory 84. So it is a great watch. Make sure to check it out. And we also, the week after that, this is coming up on March 12th, K-Festa. K-1 K-Festa 6. This is one of the best events that K-1 has ever put on. 6 title fights in addition to like 50 other fights as well. If you are in the right time zone, it's amazing. If you're in the wrong time zone, your sleep schedule is going to be messed up. But let's talk about some of the title fights on this card, and we'll start from the bottom and kind of work our way up. Faye Hong is going to be fighting Miyu Sagawa again. So they were, Miyu was the long reigning champion. Faye Hong was the young, 19-year-old from Thailand. She was my pick for female fighter of the year because she just did unreal things. She won the Rings of Venus tournament, took the title from Miyu. Unreal. And now they're doing the rematch. Just looking forward to this one so much. I mean, I'm going to stick with Faye Hong. I mean, I like both so much. I'm not going to, maybe I won't offer a prediction, but both of these fighters are super talented, and it's going to be a great championship showdown. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think I might have to be with you because it's not like much time has gone by since their last fight.
Not
so
really.
It's really kind of like how much have you really improved? What have you really changed up? To kind of change the outcome. And to me, I felt like that first fight was, to me, it was kind of a dominant win. Like, I mean, it wasn't a close fight, Yeah.
So
that's why, to me, I feel like it's going to be end still over here.
Oh, sorry. So Faya Hong, she was 19 at the time. She's now 20 years old. And like we're being like, wow, Faya Hong is so young. Miyu's only 23. Like these two could just these two could fight 17 more times in their entire career, in all honesty. But yeah, that's a great one to check out. Kana Silverwolf is back. She's going to be fighting Funda from Turkey. What do you think when you make of it?
Man, you know me. I'm all about Kana.
I know.
Silverwolf gonna go out there, man, looking for another fantastic KO finish. You say, and you know, like say she wants, like we all know who she wants. She keeps putting it out there. She wants Anissa Metzkin. So to me, I feel like she's gonna keep getting these W's. She's gonna keep taking these scalps. Basically, that's what she's trying to do. Because she's trying to take scalps, KO people until Anissa finally shows up.
Yeah, man, yeah, I know it's a tough division for Kana Silverwolf because all they can do is throw bodies at her for her to knock out and defend her title. But she's racking up title wins. That's all we can ask of her, fighting the competition that's in front of her, and I think she's going to keep doing that. As we go up the card, I wanted to talk about the title fights mainly, but there's so many other good fights on the card. Ayanta Ali, he's one of the Crush champions, really talented young fighter, up and comer to keep an eye on. You also have Toma is going to be fighting Haruto. That's a really good fight. But Masashi Kimura fighting Masahiko Suzuki. That is fight of the year contender right there. Both of these guys are going to be throwing down nonstop in that one. That one's going to be a really fun fight. It won't be both of these guys are just brawlers. But then we get to the Super Bantamweight Championship. Akihiro Kaneko is going to be fighting Kompech. It's a good fight. That's a really fun fight right there. What do you think?
Yeah, no, man. Like I said, it's. I mean, dude, K1 really does put on good shows. They have good fighters, and I mean, to me, dude, like their production value is like insane. You know,
100%.
But I mean, this to me is gonna be another good fight. You know, like I said, a good champion. You know, and the challenger is no slouch as well.
Oh, he's a two-time Lumpini Stadium champion among a bunch of other Muay Thai titles. It is hard going into another sport, and then he's going to be fighting Akihiro Kaneko as well. It's a tough position to be in, but I mean, if Kompech is going to be game for it. He's a great fighter. It's going to be a really fun fight. I am going to pick Kaneko though, but if people disagree, that's fine. I think it's going to be a fun one. Taito Gunji will be back looking to defend his featherweight crown. Taito Gunji was one of the top fighters from last year. He won like 5 or 6 bouts just in 2023 alone, and now it's only March and he's back. But he had some really entertaining knockouts, some really entertaining fights last year, and he's going to be fighting View from Thailand. This is a fun fight. This is another great fight. What do you think of it? I know it's hard not to pick Taito Gunji.
It's like, you know, Japan, Thailand. You're in K1. It's like you kind of want to go with the hometown or home country person, and it's just like Japan all day on this one, you know.
Well, it's either like the Faya Hong or Miyu, where it's so close. You can never pick. You can see them fight 100 times and you get 100 different results. It's kind of thing, or it's a blowout for one side. There's no you know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep moving up the card. Because like I said, there was some really good fights on the card as well. There's lots of great fights that we're kind of just skipping over, but up and down, it's a really good card. Kyotaro is still fighting, and he's going to be fighting Satoshi Ishii. Kyotaro was fighting 2007 semi-shield. Satoshi Ishii was a judo gold medalist. He fought MMA. He trained with like Randy Couture. Now he's full-time kickboxer training with Mirko Krokop. I'm not going to lie to you. Both of these guys are a little bit past their prime, but there's certainly big names on the card. I won't make you pick, but what do you think of the fight?
Nah, I would probably be like, I'm probably more leaning towards Ishii. You know, to me, he's hanging out with Krokop. You know, he's training hard. You know, probably working on those round kicks with both legs. You know, and also too, to me, I feel like Ishii kind of has the more, I guess I want to say combat experience. You know,
overall, like between judo, MMA, and kickboxing, he might just have a little bit more active. I mean, Kyotaro, it's just been so long since he was fighting at the level that like on Mighty Mo and all these guys back in like 2007, 2008. That was his real prime time, and no doubt he was a good fighter back then. But man, time is a mean enemy. And let's move forward a little bit. Masaki Nori, the former welterweight champion, will be fighting Askarov from Russia. I mean, Masaki Nori, pound for pound, great, right?
Exactly. Masaki Nori, pound for pound, great. Put him on the pound for pound list. Beyond kick, you know what it is.
I mean, we can't beat that drum. He just lost. We can't.
I know. But nah, man. To me, man, Nori's gonna bounce back, get the and get this dub, because I think so. I think the last time he fought was June 18th of the match, right? I think that was the last time he fought.
Yeah, so it's been a little while. That was his last fight. It was a loss. And it wasn't a blowout by any means. It was a tough fight, loss, and all that stuff. But yeah, the Russian champion, just like everyone from Russia, they had stuff like multiple national titles in Muay Thai and kickboxing and all that other stuff. Not sure how valuable any of those are, because none of us are regionally watching Russian kickboxing and stuff. But yeah, so he's quite a decorated fighter, but it's got to be Masaki Nori. Knocking him out. We move up and we have Hiromi Wajima is going to be fighting Jom Tong. What do you think of this? This is for the K-1 Super Welterweight Championship.
All right, yeah. You said
Jom Tong is a multi-time Rajamantern Stadium champion. A few years ago, the last championship win was in 2020. Before that, he was really coming through in 2004, 2010.
Which bout is this? Number 19?
I'm not sure of the number. It is Hiromi Wajima versus Jom Tong.
Yeah, okay. You know, because all right, because you said welterweight, right? So it threw me off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because I think this fight is at 170 kilos. That's why I was thrown off. I was like, wait, where's this one at?
Okay, gotcha.
I got you. You know, this fight. I mean, I probably really want to lean more towards Wajima, because I think he has the speed advantage. I think he's gonna be able to just get in, get out, and I think speed kills in this one.
Yeah, Hiromi is just gonna have a little bit more youthfulness on his side. He's taken fewer knocks in those last few years. He's taken fewer knocks in his career overall. Like, Jom Tong is crazy talented. Like a great Muay Thai career. He even tried his hand at professional boxing for a bit. Long storied career. But yeah, I just think he's a little bit past his prime at in this case. But yeah, it should be a good fight overall. But yeah, Hiromi Wajima, I think, is going to defend the championship in this one. Let's move up to the K1 Lightweight Championship. We have Tao Asahisa is going to be fighting Yuki Koza. This is going to be the co-main event on the card. This is a banger. It's going to be a banger. Yuki Koza was the 2022 Beyond Kickboxing Fighter of the Year. He's on a tight, cute little win streak there, and he's going to be fighting Tao Asahisa, who is just coming off a loss, but this is still officially defending his title. What do you think?
Man, this is a tough one. I really kind of was leaning more towards Tao, but I think, man, Yuki, he was Beyond Kick's Fighter of the Year.
Breakout fighter.
Breakout of the year, and I think he's gonna have a breakout performance, and he's gonna become the champion. I think he's gonna be new.
Yeah, no, momentum in sports is a very real thing. It's a phenomenon it's very hard to describe, but like, he's got a huge amount of momentum behind him. He has meaningful wins coming into this fight. Yuki Koza just feels like the it guy. I feel like it's going to be his event. I agree with you. Yeah. In the main event, you have Tetsuya Yamato going to be fighting Kento Hayashi. This is going to be for the Super Lightweight K1 Championship of the world. This is a good fight. This is a very good fight. Well-earned main event pick. Both of these guys are on meaningful win streaks coming in against each other. It's a really fun fight. What do you make of it?
It is, man, dude. Like, both these guys are on a fight streak. I mean, it's
it's a good one.
It's like that one, but I feel like I'm gonna go with Yamato on this one. I just give him the edge slightly. I think he's just gonna be just a little bit better, a little bit more on point. And I think he's just gonna have the better game plan.
Sure. Yeah. That's absolutely a fair breakdown. I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a close, tight decision, no matter who wins it. It's a well-matched fight. They have fought once before, and then. Oh, sorry, that was Tao. But yeah, they haven't fought before from what I can see here. But yeah, it'll be a close fight. I think either way, no matter who wins, it's going to be a really close fight. Then that's K1 K-Festa 6 coming up on March 12th. It's going to be a good one up and down. I did mention some of the other ones, like Ayinta Ali, Stefan Latushko's on it. You also have Toma on it. Masishi Komura is going to be fighting Masahiko Suzuki. Tremendous fight. Is there any other fights on the card that you kind of wanted to point out?
Nah, I mean, we kind of really talked about it, just like I know the first couple of fights of the night, which I really kind of thought were a little bit shocking that they were the first fights of the night.
I know. I know. I want them. Yeah, I know. It's
was it Katsuya Jimbo versus Vinicius Denozio? Hopefully
yeah,
I said that right.
From Brazil.
Yeah, and then also too, and then the second fight with Shotaro Matsukura versus Igor Silva.
Yeah.
Like I mean, those are just some guys. Like I mean, like Shotaro and Katsuya. Those are some well known established guys, and they're like the first two fights. Like, they're kind of starting off big.
Yeah, this fight card is stacked. Every fight is meaningful on it. We only had so much time to break down the really meaningful, the championship ones and a few others here and there, but up and down, it's a great card. 2 intermissions because of how big it is. Looking forward to it. All right, and folks, we also have a new segment. We're taking questions from the audience. Brandon, tell them a little bit more while I set up the questions.
Yeah, so this is something I came up with to kind of get you guys a little more involved. We kind of are still working on a name for it, but I think we maybe kind of figured out where we were just gonna call it discussions from the Discord, because most of you guys are from the Discord. But I mean, again, you can ask us questions. Like I said, I know Tim had put it out on Instagram, he put it out on Twitter, but also he did put it out in the Discord. So that's kind of why I think we're kind of more leaning towards discussion from the Discord, and plus we think it just sounds a little bit better with D&D like that. So
that's right. Yeah, I'm like that way as well. Well, let's start with let's do K-1 licenses, because I've been thinking about it all day, but this one comes from Instagram. Someone asked about K-1 licenses. Didn't ask any further detail, so I'll just kind of talk on it for a bit. So when big K-1 fell apart, maybe early 2010s, they sold the naming rights to a Hong Kong-based institution, and it seems like they weren't a fight institution. They were just like an investment firm, but they own the naming rights and licensing of K-1, which is why K-1 in Tokyo is called K-1 World Grand Prix. If you wanted to open a K-1 brand gym or host a K-1 event, you had to apply for a license through this Hong Kong-based company. Sorry, and I'm just going to talk about what we know, and then I'll add some of the speculation, but just the bare facts, because there isn't a ton of details known on this. The bare facts is that recently, just a few days ago, K-1 World Grand Prix from Tokyo bought the naming rights back from K-1 in Hong Kong, and they now changed their name to, I think, K-1 International. So if you want to open a K-1 gym or host a K-1 event, you go through the licensing now in Tokyo. So they bought their name back. So they're no longer K-1 World Grand Prix. They're now K-1, essentially. Now, that is what we know for fact. Here's some of the speculation that I have been seeing and some of the stuff that I've been thinking about. But K-1 World Grand Prix has essentially only made shows in Japan for Japanese people. And some of that might have been because the international naming rights were owned by a Tokyo or a Hong Kong organization. So they couldn't have broadcast outside of Japan. They could not have done shows outside of Japan. Now that they bought the naming rights, it's very possible that they can start doing more broadcasting outside of Japan. Brandon, did you hear anything about this? Do you know anything more than I do? That's just some like fact plus speculation. Is there anything else to add on that one?
No, I mean, you are closer to Japan than I am. So I mean, I trust by what you know. So I did hear about the name change, about the World Grand Prix to international, but I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. I just kind of thought they were just like, hey, we're just going by this now.
Well, that's the facts of it. They changed their name. It's my speculation that it might be kind of international distributions, like, because a lot of the stuff that they didn't care about anything outside of Japan. Because even when Tenshin was talking to the UFC, for example, the K-1 attitude was, or sorry, not K-1, not Tenshin, but Takuru, when he was talking to other organizations, the K-1's attitude was like, do anything you want outside of Japan. It's only here that that you have an exclusive fight deal. Like, you can go fight for one championship for all we care, as long as that fight isn't broadcast here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, their attitude was always looking at Japan. I'm assuming that they bought the name because they just really needed it. They wanted it back because it does help them. But yeah, maybe it helps with international broadcasting and international branding and stuff like that. But yeah, you can open a K-1 gym tomorrow if you want. You can apply through Tokyo. All right. That's all we really know about it. That's the K-1 licenses. Favorite. This comes from Twitter. This is favorite live moment at Glory. Brandon, it's got to be your win, right? Your win on the Glory card.
I mean, like, they're really, like, I mean, for me, this is like, it's so crazy because it's like, I think about it, I'm like, man, like, there's so many things, because I've been to several glory events. I remember, like, the first one I went to was Glory 9, where you had the Spong Doot moment go down, where Doot knocked knocked Spong down, then Spong got back up and then dropped him. Like that was crazy being there live for that. And then of course, you got my own personal moments where I have the one where it's like, all right, there's Glory 33, which was in Trenton, New Jersey. I'm in my home state, and I remember the thing about that wasn't even the fight; it was the interaction with people, because Simon Marcus was in my locker room, and he straight up came up to me and was like, "Yo, you ready?" Because the thing was the day before at weigh-ins, me and him were talking, and I took a photo with him and everything like that. So then after the night of my fight, he was all thinking about me and be like, "Yo, how you feeling? You ready, man?" His brother was even pumping me up too. Like that right there in itself, is kind of why I want to lean more towards Glory 33 than Glory 55 for me. Even though Glory 55, that's at Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden. I'm on the same part as Tiffany Van Zeus, Cedric Doumbé, Alex Pereira. You're in New York, the Mecca, and I get a nice victory. But it's man, those live moments, to me, I feel like saying Glory 33, the one with Simon Marcus and just his brother gassing me up, and I'm in my own state of New Jersey. I know, and also I forgot to say too was Mauro Ranallo knew my name. That was the crazy thing, because I think after the fight was over, I'm walking back to the locker room and I see Mauro Ranallo just standing there, and I'm just like, "Oh, Mauro Ranallo," and he's like, "Brandon Cuttino," and I'm like, "What? Mauro Ranallo knows my name."
That's awesome.
That's why I'm just like, yo, that in itself, that's why I'm thinking Glory 33 for me was probably my favorite live moment, because it's just the interaction with Simon Marcus, the interaction with Mauro with Mauro. Hey, the fight itself was great, but just these moments of people, I think that's for me personally. Glory 33, my favorite live event.
But Mauro Ranallo, best in the game, right? He's got to be the best commentator in the game. No matter where you stand, whether you're watching MMA, pro wrestling, or boxing, Mauro Ranallo adds such an air of professionalism and knowledge to every broadcast he's on. Just love Mauro, right?
Yep, exactly, man. That's why that's one of the things. I think it's just I just cherish that, because it's man, Mauro Ranallo knew my name. Simon Marcus and his brother was gassing me up on my fight night. It was just dude, that whole weekend of Glory 33, man. I can tell you stories, man, that one is in the memory banks, man. Those are stories I can just share with family and friends.
Unforgettable moments and great Glory live moments. I should have started, because that mine just looks stupid now, but it was Rico and Jamal Ben Sadiq. It's not the same after you talked. Yeah, it was a fun moment. Anyway, I'll be at Glory 84 this Friday. I'm flying out to Rotterdam. I'll be at Glory 84 and hopefully making some new memories. Shaking hands with some folks there. We'll see what goes down with it. All right. Let's get to the next question here. With karate combat growing each year, PKA Worldwide expected to rise from the ashes this year and Road to One tournament searching for North American talent as the organization makes their debut in the U.S. Oh, that's one championship making its debut in the U.S. Are we seeing the beginning of a renaissance for striking and kickboxing organizations in North America? That's a tough question. That is a hard question. Brandon, what do you think? What do you make of it?
So I want to say Karate Combat is doing their thing. They're definitely on the way up. I mean, especially when you get somebody a GSP, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Bass Rutten. These guys are actually promoting it, talking about it, being a part of it. Putting their name out there so you guys can help promote it. I think is a good thing. I think to me I guess you won't really know how well you're doing until you get that I guess I want to say that TV deal or that streaming deal, because that's where people really have more access to kind of get to it, and also too if media is covering you more. I feel like Karate Combat, not many media outlets are talking about it. I think my man in the Discord, Mac Tyson, he writes about it. Good stuff, my man. Keep it up. But I think he's with my MMA News, right? I think they're the only ones that are really talking about it. Let me know when I see a Combat Press, when I see a Sherdog, and all these other people, just kind of putting their name out there, giving you more coverage. But I mean, but is it on the uptick? Yes. Now,
yes.
The one tournament though, is that for kickboxing or is that for MMA? Because one does all of it, So that's what I'm saying. So like their tournaments that they're doing, is it strictly kickboxing or are they MMA tournaments? That part I don't know.
I'm actually not really sure. So One Championship is doing their live show in Denver, Colorado, or just outside Denver, Colorado.
Cinco de Mayo, baby.
Cinco de Mayo, easy to remember that one. But they're and I don't even think kickboxing's on the card. Muay Thai is on the card. Rodtang is on it, and a few other stuff. I'm not sure that kickboxing is. As for a road to one in North America, I'm not sure off the top of my head. I don't really know, but I'm not really sure what's going on with the road to one.
Because that's the only thing. Because you say road to one, but it's like, well, they do MMA, they do jujitsu, they do kickboxing, Muay Thai, but it's like, well, what is this tournament? Like that's the only thing. That's why I hesitate to put that in there because I don't know what that tournament is. Like, when Glory did their Road to Glory, hey, that's kickboxing. Like they're doing kickboxing tournaments only. So the road to one is like, you're trying to get to one, but is it MMA? Is it kickboxing? But again, I think Karate Combat is doing their thing.
Absolutely, great stuff.
And I believe what their next show is I believe they're in Miami. So they're happening here in America. Hope getting that going. So, I mean, hey, is to me it's on an uptick, but it's just not where, of course, us as fans really want it to be.
Yeah, and we were actually talking about this off the air, kind of accidentally, but viewing habits right now are in a big shift where I think we used to classically talk about someone like kickboxing needs a big TV deal to really break into the US market. But like people who watch combat sports aren't watching on TV. They are watching on an app or their computer or whatever. But we are in a shift, and I'm not entirely sure what's going to end, but you can see the shift happening right now. So even if someone like a Glory or One Championship got on a CBS, I'm not sure how much value is actually in that. I think you actually need to get on some app like an Amazon Prime or like a DAZN and Netflix. We need to find some new edge to like get into where people who watch combat sports can watch this stuff, can access it quite easily. But yeah, let's see where it goes. I think there's very good reason to be optimistic. Let's say that much, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. I like I said, we'll see what what Glory also has to rise, because like I said, this is the year where they're supposed to come back to the US or North America. Say they were in Mexico. We shall see what what happens there.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I think the groundswell of support from PKA and Karate Combat really does help. So you're really getting the like ground movement on that one. Love it. That's great stuff. All right. So that's it for the week. We talked about the previews for all the upcoming stuff and some of the stuff in the past. Brandon, last word goes to you. What do you got going on, man?
Hey guys, remember, support us by liking, subscribing, man. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the new segment.
Questions, please.
Yeah. Exactly. Ask questions. Like I said, we might not get to all of them, but we're gonna at least maybe try to do like 4 to 5 questions, each show and everything like that. And then of course, remember, guys, this is where you get all the merch. FighterFirst.shop. Show us the love. You got the mechanic collection. You got our show merchandise up there as well. So hey, if you can hit the website and show us some love.
Thanks so much for your time, Mr. Cuttino.
All right.